Hello mini chefs, are you having fun in the kitchen? Many of you would have started making doughs, mixing batter. Some of you might be even rolling pizzas and rotis, assembling your own pizzas, making salads and sandwiches also. And I hope you're all munching all the things that you are preparing. Did you know that there are more things that you can do in the kitchen to help your parents and other grown-ups? Yeah, you can wash vegetables, help with destemming the greens, that is separating leaves from stems in leafy vegetables like spinach and other greens. You can also help with snapping beans, which is nothing but trimming the edges of beans and removing stringy portions of the beans. And shelling peas. Shelling peas means removing the peas from their pods. You can also help with peeling onions, and then you can probably move on to peeling other vegetables and even chopping later on. In today's session, we will quickly see 3 of these: washing vegetables, destemming greens, and peeling onions. We'll see about washing vegetables first. Always remember to wash your hands thoroughly before and after handling any vegetables or fruits. When we buy any fruits and vegetables from the market or shop, the first thing we do after getting them home will be to thoroughly wash under running water. This will help remove any visible dirt. But still there might be other impurities present. So we will soak them in vinegar solution or salt water. That will remove any fine unseen impurities. Here we have 2 carrots and a beetroot. We've already washed them under water, running water, and we are now soaking it in vinegar solution. To prepare the vinegar solution, we will mix 1 cup of vinegar to 3 cups of water, or even 4 cups of water will be fine. We can let it soak for 10 to 20 minutes before using for further preparations. Before this step, when we wash it under running water, we can use this kind of baby brush. Of course, unused, clean ones, neat ones, you can use, especially for root vegetables. We can use it to scrub to remove the visible dirt particles. Best alternate to this vinegar solution will be salt water. In a liter of water, we can mix 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt, and we can soak the vegetables and fruits in that. The soaking time can be anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes or even 10 to 20 minutes depending upon the vegetables. Now we will see how to destem greens. Here we have a roots removed amaranth, which was already washed. So now we are going to slowly remove the leaves one by one from the stem. And we will keep the leaves separately and stem separately. The stems are also edible, and we can use them in so many different recipes, including soups and sambars. We have to look out for any yellowed or brownish shaded or any other damaged leaves. We have to remove them and discard them away. Yellowed or brown leaves means they are older leaves, and when cooked they might give bittery taste. Once all the good leaves and the stem are removed, we can keep the discard away. And we can also chop the stems into even smaller parts to be used for different recipes as mentioned before. You can see that the edges have turned a bit brown because the roots were cut long before and it's been stored. So we will chop the edges away and we can use a scissor to chop the stem into smaller bits for faster cooking. Not all stems might be edible, but most of the greens that we get, the stems are edible. We have to check before further using. Now, are you ready to peel some onions?
Yes. There are no loose skin here. Could you please cut the corners? If you cut the corners, then you can see all the layers. Now you can easily peel it. Since it's already been cut, your eyes will start tearing up.
Why do we tear up while cutting onions?
Because there's a funny chemical.
That's right. Once you show us how to peel this onion, we will see more about the funny chemical.
So here you go. It's all peeled. Here are the peels. We will keep them separately.
Thank you. Why do we cry when cutting onions? Is a little bee right? Is there really a funny chemical in onion that makes us cry? Well, we are not sure whether we can call it a funny chemical, but it's more like a chemical that irritates our eyes. We have something called lacrimal glands near our eyes, which are responsible for producing tears. You know why we tear up, why we get water in our eyes? Say when some dust particle comes into our eyes, when something irritating comes into our eyes automatically start tearing up. So tears are mechanism to clean our eyes or to fight out any kind of irritant that comes in contact with our eye. Onions have a natural chemical compound that contain sulfur. This compound is actually volatile. Volatile means when a liquid comes in contact with air, normal air, it turns into gas. That is, it evaporates immediately. That's called volatile. The compound that is released into air when cutting onion is called syn-propanethyl disoxide. This gas has a tendency to irritate our eyes. So when the gas that is produced when cutting onion reaches our eyes, the lacrimal gland thinks that there is some kind of an irritant, so it automatically produces tears to remove those irritants. That's why we cry when cutting onions. So the next question will be, is there any way to not cry while cutting onions? There are few ways where we can reduce the irritation level. One way is to soak the onions in water before cutting, preferably cold water. Alternatively, we can refrigerate the onion for around 15 minutes before cutting. The cold water or the chillness in the fridge helps slow down the chemical reaction, so the gas will not reach our eyes immediately. Another option will be to leave the portion near the root before you cut. Why? Because the portion near the root is said to contain more amount of the compound. So there is another suggestion given by few experts to chop off the portion near the root first and then start cutting. There is another interesting way to avoid the tears by wearing goggles while cutting. So maybe you can check out with your swimming goggles. Please do let us know whether or not this works for you. please do try out the other two options. And if you follow a different method to reduce the amount of tears, please do let us know.
Hope you had fun. Thank you. See you in the next session. Bye.